Hare Krishna. So Arjuna is requesting Krishna to please close this universal form and please manifest your blissful form. But now which blissful form? Krishna has got unlimited forms. So this detail of which form he wants to see, he is speaking now in Shloka number 46. So let's see that. Kiritinam gadinam chakrahastam Ichhami tvam drashtumaham tathaiva Tenaiva rupena chaturbhujena Sahasrabaho bhava vishvamurte. So here he is telling that which form he wants to see. He says, O Sahasrabaho, O thousand-armed one, Vishvamurte, O universal form. So he is actually addressing the universal form. And then he says, Ichhami tvam drashtum aham. I wish to see. I wish to see you. In what form? Here he says, Tenaiva rupena chaturbhujena. I want to see in your four-handed form. Okay, four-handed form? What do I hold in my four hands? Here he says, Kiritinam gadinam chakrahastam. He is also giving hint. He is saying, I want to see that form in which you are wearing a crown and you are holding gada, you are holding chakra. And the other two are understood. That is Śloka and Padma. And in this way, he is saying that I long to see your beautiful form. So this is the form that he wants to see, the four-handed Narayan form. This is the Arjuna's request on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Very, very nice thing to see here, that how Arjuna is longing to see or longing to take darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This longing, this hankering is very much needed in devotees, all of us. So as sadhakas, what we lack is not our practice. Practice, anyways, we are doing. We will chant our 16 rounds, follow 4 relative principles, no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication. We will do hearing, reading, etc. But then along with that, there should be intense hankering in the heart that when will I attain Krishna? When will I get Sakshat Darshan of Krishna? When will I personally serve Krishna? When will that day come? And here we see that Arjuna has got that longing. That, oh Lord, I want to see that form of yours. Here Prabhupada mentioned some important points. In Brahma Samhita it is stated, Ramadhimurtishu kalani yamena tishthan. Lord is eternally situated in hundreds and thousands of forms, and the main forms are those like Rama, Narsingha, Narayan, etc. There are innumerable forms. So it is said that the number of incarnations of the Lord or forms of the Lord are almost like the waves in the ocean. That's it. So we can count, right, the waves in the ocean. So accordingly we can count the incarnations of the Lord. Unlimited. Unlimited. We cannot count. We cannot count the waves. Even if we are able to count the waves of the ocean, we will not be able to count the number of incarnations that Lord takes. In every universe, at every single moment, there are different incarnations. Now at this point, when I am speaking, Krishna would have taken some incarnation in some or the other universe. Some Janmashtami celebration would have started in some or the other universe. Innumerable forms. Lord has got innumerable forms. That's what is mentioned here. But Arjuna knew that Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, assuming his temporary universal form. He is now asking to see the form of Narayan, a spiritual form. So this universal form is not a permanent form. It is just manifested in front of Arjuna to show that how Lord is so great and supreme when it comes to the entire material nature, material world. So everything is encompassing in this particular form. So this is what Krishna wanted to prove. But this universal form which Krishna has displayed is not spiritual. It's not eternal. Basically, this universal form does not exist in Vaikuntha planets, in spiritual world. But now, Arjuna wants to see a spiritual form. He wants to see that form which is there in spiritual world. And so he is saying that I want to see your form in Chaturbhuja. That is four-handed form with Shanka, Chakra, Gada, Padma. And here it is said that this verse establishes without any doubt the statement of Srimad Bhagavatam that Krishna is the original personality of Godhead and all other features originate from him. He is not different from his plenary expansions, and he is God in any of his innumerable forms. So basically Krishna is the source of all incarnations. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a list of incarnations given, and towards the end it is said, Ete chamsa kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. All these different incarnations, they are your expansions or expansions of the expansions. But who is Swayam Bhagavan? It is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God. He is Swayam Bhagavan, and from him all the incarnations manifest. But at the same time, we need to understand that there is no difference between Krishna and his incarnations. It's like we have so many candles, and then one candle we use to lit other candles. And after lighting all the candles, then you put the original candle also amongst them. We will not understand. Yes, because all the candles will look alike. Similarly, here we understand that all the candles are alike, but then there is one source candle. One candle which was a source of fire for everyone. Similarly, here we understand that Krishna is that source, and all other incarnations, all other forms, they actually manifest from Krishna. So, Krishna is that Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the speciality of this form is mentioned here. In all of these forms, he is fresh like a young man. That is the constant feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who knows Krishna becomes free at once from all contaminations of the material world. So this is a very nice point to know. In Brahma Samhita, Brahma is singing. He says, Advaitam achyutam anadim ananta rupam adyam purana purusham navayauvanamscha Vedeshu durlabham adurlabham atma bhakta Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So Brahma is meditating on the Lord, and he is saying, you're an Adi. You're the Adi Purusha. You're the primeval Lord. You're Purana. You're the oldest. But then after telling all these things, he is saying, Navayavanamsha. You're a personality who is Navayavanamsha. All the time youthful. All the time youthful. And youthful means not exactly youthful also. Just entering the youth. Just entering the youth. So we can imagine now how wonderful and beautiful and fresh the personality will be. And that's how he attracts anyone and everyone in the entire creation. So in this way, here we understand that anyone who meditates on this beautiful form of the Lord, or knows the form of the Lord, thinks about the form of the Lord, chants the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. What happens? The person is cleansed of all the contamination. From so many lifetimes, obviously, but let's not consider previous lives, let's consider only this life. So from this life starting till now, with whatever age we are in currently, we have seen so many nonsensical things, and all of them have made impressions on us. All of them. Different things. Maybe some movies we have seen, maybe some other crap we have seen, something we have seen, and all the garbage is there here in the mind in the form of samskara or strong impressions. Now it's a very, very intellectual decision that all of us have to take. A very firm decision, a firm determined step that I want to cover up all these different impressions which are there in my mind. Now how to cover? We can cover only with new impressions, and these new impressions have to be Krishna conscious impressions. So it's a very important point to note that whenever we are intensely taking darshan of the Lord, from the lotus feet going up to the lotus face and then Baraha Pidam, the peacock feather, when we are intensely taking the darshan of the Lord, that particular impression gets imprinted on our mind very, very strongly. So when we take darshan of the Lord, we have to take it very systematically. Starting from the lotus feet, we have to meditate on the beautiful lotus feet of the Lord. Then go up to the calves, and then go up to the thighs, and to the waist, and to the navel, and then go up to the waist, and then to the shoulders, and the beautiful hands which are holding the flute. And then we look at the flute also. And then the beautiful neck which has got the lines like marked like the conch shell, the 3 lines which are marked like conch shell. And then going up his chin, and the beautiful smile, and the beautiful nose, and the lotus-like eyes, and the beautiful tilak, and obviously the beautiful ears in which the earrings are put, which are looking more beautiful, and obviously his beautiful curly hair, and on the curly hair the turban that is there, and on that the peacock feather. Obviously Pitambara Vastra, Vaijayanti Mala, Kaustuba gem, all that comes. So when we take darshan of the Lord like this systematically, what happens is the impression of that form gets imprinted on our mind. And when that happens, then slowly and steadily, with the repeated such impressions, Krishna conscious impressions, the previous impressions that we have, the contaminated ones, those will be covered. So we have to actively, consciously practice Krishna consciousness intensely so that we have more and more impressions, more and more Krishna conscious impressions. So how much more? Lots. We need lots of it. Why? Because the impressions, the contaminated impressions that we have are greater in number, and to cover that, the covering, like for example, if just we have 1 centimeter of contamination, then we should have meters of good impressions. So then we have to decide that how should be my lifestyle? How much time should I invest in Krishna conscious activities? How much time should I invest in taking darshan of the Lord and doing various services to the Lord personally? How much time should I invest in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in a very focused way, chanting the mantra and hearing the mantra very, very attentively? So these things, see, we are practicing, but as sadhakas, now it's our turn to decide that how intensely I need to do these activities. If we do it properly, then yes, then these impressions will be so sublime that at the end of the life, these impressions will pop up. We'll be able to remember Krishna and we'll go back home, back to Godhead. So here, Arjuna is longing for that darshan of Lord Narayan in the four-handed form. He's longing for it. And here it is very nicely said that such form actually can purify the person of all the contamination. So in this way, Arjuna is teaching us that we should hanker to take darshan of the Lord. And when we get darshan of the Lord, we have to take the darshan very, very nicely, very systematically, so that that impression becomes very nicely imprinted, very strongly imprinted. And because of that, the contamination gets washed off. Let's see Arjuna, what else he wants to say to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the next verse. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.